there.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Stochastic.com NBA strategy show presented by PrizePicks. Wondering what we're talking about? I'll tell you. I just tried to get Josh to watch a video of a shark eating somebody off the coast of Egypt. It's a wild video. Jacob, our producer, watched it and agreed that it's probably recommended viewing just to understand how these things work. But Josh bowed out politely, respectfully, did not want to watch it. Pretty crazy stuff though, man.
It's just not for me. It's really weird. I'm a really good swimmer. I hate the ocean with a raging passion. It's terrifying to me. Like, I'm not a tough guy on land. I am not going into their air. Like, I'm up against it at that point. I can't bring weapons the same way that I would want to bring weapons on land. So I don't mess with sharks.
I could never float on my back is the problem. So it's really weird. I could never float on my back. I mean, if I do it, it doesn't work. Like, my legs just kind of sink. I could never float on my back.
You're not very buoyant.
Apparently not.
And you're so full of hot air, I would assume that you'd be fine.
Boom.
Hey.
But I almost drowned in the ocean once, and a buddy saved me. Meanwhile, Mike, yeah, you want to talk about a beta moment?
No.
Haven't had many of them in my life, but this certainly was one of them. I mean, this isn't girlfriend watching as you get eaten by a shark, but like, she watched as I drifted out into the ocean, and my buddy Colin had to come save me. Legit, dude, I was dying. I was 15 years old, and this is the only time in my life, Josh, where I actually said to myself, I remember the inner dialogue going, all right, you're not going to make it. You're dead. The current pulled me out. I couldn't hit it. He's running down the beach just to find a spot to get me, because you know how it works. You
got to swim across in those scenarios.
I was also young and dumb that we were out there at like 5:30. There's no lifeguard. So I was like, okay, this is my last chance. Number one, I didn't know there was a massive jetty there. I think it's a shark, right? So the only option I had, it was a rip current for sure. But I mean, this dude was a great swimmer. Not me. I'm a fine swimmer, but I couldn't float on my back. So I was swimming to where my muscles stopped working. You know what I mean? I could no longer function. So I go, this is my last shot. I noticed that it's a jetty and no longer a shark. The only hope I had was trying to walk along these slippery jetties to get back to land. I look back, and just a massive wave as I'm standing on these jagged rocks just throws me back into the rocks, cut me up everywhere. Now I'm just bleeding everywhere. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I tried. This has been fun. We'll see you.
Where were you?
Sea Isle.
Okay.
But yes, listen, I don't know what time of year it was. I think it was hurricane season. So they're not California waves or, Hawaii waves, but they can get some pretty decent swells around hurricane season. And for someone like me that was already dying in my head, it was even worse.
That sounds terrible. I don't even have good jokes.
Dude, it was horrible. I
got nothing. I got nothing.
I think I'd probably still go back into the ocean, but I don't really enjoy it. I don't really enjoy the ocean.
Oh, it's awful. Why would you want to go to the place where animals exist underwater and you can't see them?
And you can't see them.
It's crap. No, yeah. If I'm in like, some crystal clear white sand
different
beach,
story. You can see it coming.
That's God's pool right there.
Yeah, this is God's piss that I was.
Yeah. The Jersey Shore ocean. You have no idea what is in that water. And that's what I grew up on. Like, that's every vacation was straight there, filth water, baby diapers and needles washing up and shit.
Oh, stepping on horseshoe crabs.
Yeah. None of it was fun, man.
Or just like the seaweed getting wrapped around your legs and you don't know what it is. And you're like,
Yeah. I want no part of it. Yeah. Life's going too well for me to ever get into an ocean where I can't see the bottom.
When you can't see the bottom, let alone 7 inches down.
Yeah.
When you can't see the bottom, anything that you step on or, brushes up against you, you think it's over.
Yeah, it's a panic. Well, it's either you and I are a soft pair of men, or that's just commonplace. I think it's way more commonplace than anything else. Where that one piece of seaweed grazes your foot. And you're just like, oh my God, it's an eel. It's an eel. It's for sure an eel.
My wife
Jaws is in 2 feet of water.
Yeah. Would you go into the water to piss still?
Well, where else would you go?
I
have dug a hole enough to sit in.
Exactly. I just dig a hole, I just dig like a hole and then lay on my belly.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Or you go behind the dunes. You go behind the dunes, you're fine.
Oh, no, that's when you get like sand spurs and stuff. No, you just piss in the ocean.
Also, apparently dunes are just collapsing on people now and they're falling and dying. I was thinking about that the other day before I went to sleep. Like, oh, good, I'm bringing my daughter to the beach for the first time in August. They should be, and then I start thinking of the people the beach is collapsing on them and you're suffocating in sand.
I just assumed you were dreaming about Timothy Chalamet. The Dune joke.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. You're on one today.
It's a good movie. If it helps.
It's all right. I mean, it's fine.
What do you mean? It's good.
The King was way better than Dune. If we're talking Timothy Chalamet. He's kind of like an androgynous looking character. You can't really tell what he is.
What he is.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he's very French, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, happy to have you guys with us.
Did you like him and Call Me By Your Name?
Take a single second, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching or listening, what'd you say?
Nothing.
If you're watching, I'll just watch and listen after the fact. Leave a comment down below. And as always, podcast listeners, we see you. We know you're out there. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. Leave a rating, a review, all that stuff goes a very long way. Yes, Nate D, atone for your sins here early on in the morning. Start your day off on the right foot, and we'll get into business. Dude, Odd Shopper yesterday was killer with the hockey props. Like normally I wouldn't look for that stuff, but I found a gold prop that was plus 190. Everywhere else it was plus 125. He goes out there. I couldn't tell you his name. That's why I love this tool. I don't know who it was.
I'll just make up some Russian name. You'll be fine.
Yeah, like Machinot or something. No, I think it sounded French, but his first name's Jonathan. I don't know. I know everything about hockey because I played it my whole life, but I don't know the players anymore. But yeah, the value that you're getting over there. Someone was just asking about bets. The market-based approach, getting that value has been a beautiful thing for hockey, especially sports I just don't really know. But
so ready to talk? Is hockey over yet?
What's that?
Is hockey over yet?
No. Yesterday, I assume Vegas won. I don't know. They were up 2-1. I fell asleep. If they won, they'd be up 3-0 in the series. The Panthers won in overtime. Wow.
Okay.
That's great. I was watching this game and Vegas power play, their penalty kill was smothering. And they just every loose puck they got to. So I fall asleep with like 10 minutes left. I go, they're winning this game. They did not. Panthers won. Wow. All right. So no, that was game 3. What's wrong?
Oh, sorry, man. Hockey talk is boring as shit.
You asked if it's over yet. Shouldn't even ask.
Well, yeah, because I wanted to know if we could stop talking about hockey.
Would you like to talk some Would you like to talk some basketball?
I would.
All right. Talk some basketball.
Let's do it.
Denver Nuggets took care of business in game 3.
They did indeed.
No question. I had the fucking Jimmy Butler over 30 plus points at plus.
Okay.
No, listen, I had Jimmy Butler.
I was like, that wasn't the line at all.
No, 30 plus points at plus 210. And I had under 6.5 assists, right? Okay. Playing for that correlation, not a same game or anything.
Yeah.
And the assist was cruise to win. But after the third quarter, Josh, because I bet this at plus 210. After the third quarter, he was minus 700 for 30 plus. He ended up finishing with 2 points in the fourth quarter. They get blown out. He doesn't play the final few minutes. Minus 700 after 3 quarters. And I'm like, I need 4 points. Should
have hedged.
No, I'm not hedging on that.
I'm not serious.
Oh, like what would I hedge?
Yeah, you're not hedging $100 Jimmy Butler 30-point prop.
Especially when he needs 4 points and it's minus I suppose actual no, you're not hedging. No. We're not gonna
just fucking with
man. What's going on with Michael Porter Jr.? Christian Brown was stellar in game 3, dude. He was awesome in game 3. Michael Porter Jr. played 21 minutes.
I told everybody I was nervous about Michael Porter Jr. I took the under on his shot attempts. It all went well. You know what we're not doing today, though?
What's that?
Taking the under on Michael Porter Jr. Check the PrizePicks video on the Odd Shopper channel, folks. We're taking an over on MPJ today. Ooh, interesting times.
Ooh, okay. Well, PrizePicks action over on the Odd Shopper channel?
Yeah. It's out already. It's out.
Oh, you got it out early today.
Already out. MLB and NBA PrizePicks videos are already out.
Are you doing 6-pick plays on MLB and 2 for NBA?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. With NBA, you can't just, you're not going to get a lot of plus EV spots.
No, I'm lucky I get 2 half the time. And MLB, like yesterday, there's like a 4 or 5 game main slate. So I only did 5, but something like that, 5 or 6 every day.
Yeah.
I sort of like MPJ today.
Really?
Yeah.
Just under the assumption that he gets back to playing somewhat routine minutes.
Yeah, and when I say like him, I don't necessarily mean that from like totally from a DFS perspective, because he's still 7K today. That's a different scenario. But look, there's going to come a time where he just makes shots because he's a really good shot maker. Even if he's getting limited, it's not like they're going to suddenly bench him. Like he, at the very least, he's going to play those 22 minutes again. But when he starts I think when he starts making a couple shots, everything changes for him across the board. Obviously, he's better off out there from a scoring perspective. You want his shooting. And I think if he just gets his couple shots in, he's more engaged defensively just because his mood is better. Like, I know that's like a stupid take in general, but I think if he succeeds more offensively, he'll buy in more defensively. Like, his mind will get right. I think that could happen today.
All right, Brandon Katz, you are... Wait, I thought Brandon Katz didn't watch the shows. I thought he just listens in the background.
Not only does he watch all of the shows, this is now the 100th new account he's created to come watch our shows. And you know what? We're up to 101. I've ignored him now. I just block him and ban him immediately when he shows up. And now you dopes are talking to him and getting me tagged in this shit on Twitter. Now I can't get rid of this dude.
Yeah, I didn't tag him, but I definitely responded. I just want to see what he looks like.
You know exactly what he looks like. He looks like Cartman does when nobody leaves the house. A slovenly creature.
That's what, yeah. Goblin.
Yes. Yeah. Lots of sodies. Lots of sodies.
All right, let's get into it.
By the way, I got caught up. You've seen them a lot, right?
What, the 1,000-pound sisters?
Yeah, whatever they are. Did you see the one where she's in the car and they like stop short and she goes flying into the seats?
No.
That's the best. So they've got her in the back of the flatbed or whatever the hell, shipping her to whatever they need to do. They hose her down with a fire hose or whatever for a bath. And they're driving, and it's the one that isn't as huge in the passenger seat, and like her paramour, whatever you want to call it, driving. And they're on like the highway, and out of nowhere, he's got to like brake check and slam on the brakes. And she just, like the Indiana Jones thing, she just like rolls to the front right off of the seats. And then she sounds like the grape lady. It's just like, fantastic, dude. Fantastic. Make sure you get that. You can find that clip pretty easily.
Is this recent?
No. I mean, this is early. This is like season 1 type stuff. Because I think they've stapled like her entire body at this point, so things are getting better.
This is before the oxygen tank and the tubes and everything, and the tray.
Oh no, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. The other one, like I think they stapled her mouth, or throat, or stomach, like the ass, like they stapled everything up together to make it really tiny. They went beyond stomach.
She's lost a decent amount of weight. She had a kid.
She'll find it. I'm confident.
Yeah.
She'll find it one day.
Let's get into it. Nikola Jokic in the back of a flatbed, which is actually what they do sometimes.
I mean, she wasn't in a Toyota Camry, I'll tell you that much. Can you imagine if they just like poured her into a Mazda Miata?
This is just driving down the street.
Yeah.
Throwing sparks.
Oh my God. It'd have to be one of those scenarios. Have you ever seen those chairs where like they've got extra legs on the back? So when you lean back, it catches you? You would need that with wheels on the back of the car.
Right.
Because
Like
the front wheels would be just
like it would have to be like a drag
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, could you imagine if she was riding around in a sidecar? Oh, it'd be so good, dude. It'd be so good.
It's just like
You would almost need a dueling sidecar. You would need like a counterweight on the opposite side.
all right.
It's like what are those? It's like I don't. It's not like a boat per se, but like there's basically like no seating in the boat, and it's got that really long part that sticks off as the counterweight, and you're like leaning to do it. That's what you need, though. You'll need a counterweight.
This is the hardest I've ever laughed on this show. Just picturing a sidecar. All right.
Little ass goggles and the helmet. How good would it be, man?
Yeah,
How good would it be?
The helmet that kind of just sits on the top of the head.
Yeah, exactly.
But the strap is pushing the chin up. All right.
Pushing the chin. There's no pushing the chin anywhere at that point, man. That chin's not going anywhere. It's all just like laying over top of the strap. So anyway, Contavious Caldwell Pope at captain.
Yeah. All right. So are we going back to the well with Nikola Jokic today? 30% in the captain, 74% ownership. Also, Bam has played remarkably well in this series. On top of that, not shooting with particular efficiency last game, but a lot of volume. The rebounding's been off the charts. It's the best we've seen him play in the postseason so far. So I'm not surprised again to see that his captain ownership is as high as it is, his overall ownership being as high as it is too.
He just continues to be like priced the correct way, and he's the most uninteresting person to talk about in this series because they don't seem to be moving his stuff around. It's like, okay, well, he's nine-ish K again. He's in 60% of lineups. He's the second most owned guy behind Jokic, and he should be. I have 65%. We got him projected for 63. I have nothing else to add on Bam. Like, he's out there. They want him to play as much as he can. Cody Zeller sucks. You're going to get 40 to 44 minutes out of Bam. And like by default, it's really hard for Bam to have a bad day because he's just going to fall into rebounds and fall into like put back points and stuff like that. Like he can be a guy you don't get in an optimal lineup, but it's like Bam can't have just like a 0 day without an injury or foul trouble. So you just go there. He's just a part of like most of the lineups you build.
I actually, I have a double bet on Bam today as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, he's going to play huge minutes. We already know that, right? Like, you know, the minutes are with him and Butler are as stable as anything you're going to get. He played 41 minutes last game. He lost about a minute or so to the blowout, pacing 42 minutes there. I mean, he is, it's not like he's cheap, but he's also, the funny thing right now is how do you, and maybe you can answer this question for me, right? Because Butler through 3 quarters was having a pretty solid game. He wasn't doing a ton in the way of peripherals, but the shot volume was very high. Like Jimmy Butler was very active in the first 3 quarters. I'm pretty sure like 21 of his shots came in the first 3 quarters. They did. Yeah,
they did.
But Bam, I mean, they're going to play about the same minutes. Butler's actually been resting more than Bam. Well, maybe not because he's closing out the first and third quarters, so it's probably about the same. How do you justify Jimmy Butler at that price right now over Bam at a significant $3,000 discount at captain? I'm not saying you can't do it, but Bam definitely looks better there, does he not?
I've got a problem here because I'm getting to all of the Jimmy Butler, and I did 2 nights ago too, which I don't love. He's hurt. I think it's very, very clear that he's hurt. He had a good, obviously, game 7 against Boston. Like, he sort of got it done. He didn't shoot particularly well, 3 of 11 from mid-range in that game, but he's been bad for like 2 weeks now. And you kind of just have to look at it in one of two ways. Either you think he's hurt, and if you do, then this is the Nuggets series. And there's a reason you see the lines that look like the way that they do. And the Nuggets are going to come out here and win this series in probably 5 games. Or you think that Jimmy Butler still has one Jimmy Butler day left in him. Because we got to remember, he had a couple games in this playoffs that are legendary performances. Does he still have one of those left? Because if he does, you have to hope that it's today. It can't be any time after that. Like, going to Denver again, down 3-1, no matter what we've seen out of Miami so far, that's a problem. It's got to be today. And at 12-2, I'm getting to a massive amount of Jimmy Butler. I don't like it. I'm in my mind, I think this game looks a lot like game 3, and the Denver sort of has this one. But the alternative to that, I think, has to be a massive Jimmy Butler day. So I am getting to Butler at 12-2.
So really, you're taking a stand.
I have more Jimmy Butler than any other player on today's slate.
Coffee and Kush said, if you guys don't want to show your projections, just don't show them. Why the blurry screen? It's certainly not intentional. It's probably
do you know why it's blurry? Because you have 56K internet. Up your quality. It's crystal clear.
Is it clear on your end?
It's clear on everybody's end.
I'm trying to see here. Oh, yeah.
I can see it right now. It's crystal clear.
I can see it fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes my screen looks a little bit blurry on my camera because Zoom is sometimes Zoom is just crap when you're going through Zoom to YouTube. But at least that's what Jacob told me, and I tend to believe him. But
try to get off a dial-up, you'll be fine.
That'd be hilarious if we were putting blurry projections on the screen intentionally.
Why would we want to share a blurry screen?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
It just looks like shit.
But then not mention it. Not even mention, like, here's the projections you can get. Just don't even pay.
Like, if we blurred just the projections column, at least that would make sense. But no one, like, I don't want it to, so it's like harder to read someone's name too.
Yeah. With Jimmy Butler though, watching these just eye test, I don't really think he looks hurt. Maybe he's not 100%, but he made some ridiculous shots last game. He made that.
He's going to end up getting surgery like Julius Randle did. I'm waiting for that in 2 weeks.
I hear you, but I'm saying I don't think that he can't go out there and have a good game. There's a difference between being like, all right, he's going to have surgery or he can't play. And there's no doubt, dude, I posted that. I posted that one tweet and I captioned it tour at all time where he was walking up the ramp and this was like last series. I'm not saying he's 100%, Josh. What I am saying is he was 10 of 21 going into the fourth quarter. You can live with that you can live with that. I mean, he's 10 of 21. And then in the fourth quarter, they got trashed and he didn't have any shot volume to begin with. So I don't know.
Here, it's not the shot volume that I'm worried about. He can't get to the rim the way that he had been. I'm going to start naming things here. These are games in the playoffs and his free throw attempts. 11, 10, 8, 10, 18, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 10, 12, 14 against Boston. Here are the games against Denver. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Game 1 of the playoffs again, or of the finals. 0 free throw attempts. 0. 5 in game 2. 6 in game 3. This is a guy that was getting to the line 10 plus times, basically every single time out.
Yeah, but how much of that is a product of him or the way Denver's playing him? They're making it very difficult when he tries to get that ball into the paint. I'm watching it. They make it very, and then
but like Milwaukee makes it pretty difficult to get the ball to the paint when you've got Giannis Antetokounmpo and Brook Lopez as the second line of defense, and he was doing it against them too.
For sure, but Giannis,
the Boston Celtics, Al Horford, Robert Williams. It's not like these teams are like they don't want Jimmy Butler to get to the rim and foul him either.
No, right. But Giannis played 2 games? I'm just saying, like, Giannis was out for basically 3 games.
It's still Brook Lopez, who's going to be a better rim defender than Nikola Jokic.
No, look. I get it. I'm just saying that I'm saying I think it's probably a combination of both.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that it's any sort of extreme, but like the spot that he's probably going to get more free throws, you would have before the playoffs, you would have expected it to be Denver, not Milwaukee, and not Boston.
But you're still going back here today, is what you're saying.
I think you have to. I think you have. Well, like I don't not have to. That's probably not the best way to describe it, but like you've got you've got three options that pay up. It's Jokic, it's Murray, it's Butler. I, prior to game 3, liked Butler more than Murray. And I think I do again here as well. And it's funny that like now I'm on the Butler side and I'm just waiting for chat to be like, it's obviously Murray. He's been smashing, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm looking at these two guys heading into game 4, I think I would like to hitch my wagon more to Jimmy Butler, even with the fact that I could just be wrong.
Okay. I respect it. Plus, only 11% ownership right now. I respect it.
Yeah, I'm 2xing him at captain. I don't have Jokic at captain, but that's more of an anti-dupes situation.
Once you get past the 4 highest owned captains, Nikola Jokic clearly being at the top, 30 point, 20 rebound, 10 assists, triple double, 21. I mean, just ridiculous. They had 2 30-point triple doubles last game. Him and Murray.
Did you see Murray's hand?
What's that?
Did you see his hand?
Beat up?
He got a floor burn? No, he got a floor burn.
Oh, yeah?
And he ripped. There is a giant hole like the size of a silver dollar out of the base of his hand. It's gross. You should Google it right now. You'll get to it immediately. Right, it's as bad of a floor burn as you can see on someone's hand. It's like he ripped the bottom of his palm off.
Diving for a loose ball?
I think so, yeah.
Christian Brown did that the other day, and it was like a remarkable effort. And one of the broadcasters is like, why didn't he just run and get the ball?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that.
Well, they thought he fell or whatever, and he just like dove for it.
He had to. He wasn't going to get there if he ran. He would have ran straight out of bounds and into the first row.
Yeah, I remember watching the highlight too.
But I remember watching it and thinking, oh my God, that floor burn is going to be brutal. But he somehow kind of navigated around it.
Yeah.
But he went full speed onto the court.
Yeah. You got to get the bottom of his hand probably wasn't as sweaty as like the top of his forearm. You need to get that slide going first.
Oh, that's a nice chunk. Yeah.
That's gross.
That's a nice chunk.
Yeah. If that's your shooting hand, like that's a real problem.
I was going to say it's on his offhand, which is good. Yeah.
But still hard to like for dribbling and stuff. The problem with it is it's going to start to get hard. Like
that's just like
edges of that.
That's just exposed meat.
You got to keep like Neosporin on that bad boy and keep it soft.
Yeah. I wonder how they're going to wrap that. It's in a really weird spot.
Yeah. It's just, I bet I'd be like fucking slapping at it and shit, squirting them with like lemon juice and stuff during the game.
This happened in game 2 then? Or game 1? Or game 3?
I assumed it was after game 3. That's the first time that I saw the picture.
You know, you're probably right. But I'm just thinking if it was I meant game 3 the first time. If it was game 3, did they do anything about it? Because
it happened relatively late, and then he was constantly like farting around with it and like shaking it out and stuff. And they were talking about it on the broadcast.
I thought he just jammed it up.
Same. And then you get that picture of it, and it's just like, oh no, it wasn't jammed up. He removed part of his hand.
Yeah. Damn. Someone was saying that him and Butler dove on the floor for a jump ball.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Damn, that's crazy. All right. Anyway, okay. So what I was getting at though is once you get past Jokic, Bam, Murray, and Butler, captain ownership falls off a cliff. But we've seen it more than just a couple times in these showdown series for these postseason games that, lower owned captains can pay.
I mean, it was Christian Brown in game 3.
Yeah, Christian Brown. And then game 1 was Haywood Highsmith.
It was. And then Gabe Vincent for 2. I had the second best lineup for this most recent one. The Christian Brown lineup got me.
So we haven't seen Jokic, Bam, Murray, or Butler as the optimal captain for any of the first 3 games. How about that?
Yeah. I'm not surprised because you get those such extreme price tags, unless you have Jokic go for 90 or something like that, where you can't make it up. We're finding one value guy that has a monster day that creates the value enough to get to like 3 of the pay up options. So I'm not totally surprised by it.
Right.
But, it's coming eventually.
I was going to say,
I like having 2x the field on Jimmy Butler today if it's going to happen,
Game 4 at home, clear must-win spot. Like clear must-win. Because you go down 3-1, you get swept at home, and then you go back to Denver for game 5. That's trouble. That's real trouble.
It is.
So, I originally had Denver in 5. Today is going to obviously tell us a lot about that. But do you have any cheaper captains that you like? Or
like is a word. Like is a word. Yeah, I have that's where I have everything, basically. So Jimmy Butler is my most exposed captain. After that, I've got a bunch of single-digit owned captains that I'm in double digits for. These are all basically the exact same play for me. They're all about 3 or 4% owned. I've got like 12 or 13 on Kevin Love, Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, and Bruce Brown.
So then what about Christian Brown is 0.6 at captain, 32% ownership, overall. He played, the funny thing is too, he played really, really well.
Yeah.
But he only got 19 minutes. Now 19 minutes is significant, don't get me wrong, especially at the price point that he's sitting at. What is he, 2,200?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so he was free on Wednesday too.
Was he down to 1,000 or was he like 12?
I think he was 1,200.
Yeah, I thought it was 12.
Or it might have been 16. And Jeff Green, something like that. Anyway, sub 2K for sure.
This is what I want to ask you, though, and I can tell you right now. So last game, Christian Brown was, he was 1,200. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look at it like this. It's easier than just talking about who we like or who we don't like.
Sure.
From a rotation standpoint, if Christian Brown plays close to 20 minutes again, who gets hurt the most? Is it unequivocally Michael Porter Jr.?
I don't think so.
Who do you think? Or do you think
Casey,
he can just play any of those backup minutes?
And it sort of that. You take 2 or 3 off of Bruce Brown, you take 2 or 3 off of KCP. You do take 2 or 3 or so off of Michael Porter Jr. in that case. Jeff Green can just play 1 or 2 minutes less. Like there are plenty of all those minutes to get Christian Brown to like the minutes that matter. Everybody's minutes are malleable for 1 or 2. And then all of a sudden, like it doesn't have to just be one person.
Yeah. I mean,
by the way, I have 3% Christian Brown right now.
So not a lot at all, even at that price point.
No, I think the 32% ownership is off-putting.
It is. That's one game. It doesn't mean that this is going to happen again, but yeah, I mean,
like Kevin Love is $800 more expensive than him, and I have Kevin Love with twice the projection. Like I'm just getting to more Kevin Love, even at comparable ownership. Jeff Green is right there on the same team for $400 cheaper. These guys are comparable projections for today. Like Jeff Green's a better per minute dude than Christian Brown. I'm not overly enamored with that for today. I think we got the Christian Brown game.
Probably, especially given that Jeff Green's cheaper than he is, and probably going to play 16 or so minutes in this one. There's no real shortage of these guys though, with Green and Brown and Love. There's no shortage of guys that are actually going to play some minutes and be viable today. It's just you have to get the right one. Haywood Highsmith's rotation, who knows what's going on with him? I mean, more likely than not, he's just playing very scarcely, if not at all. I mean, last game he wouldn't have even played had it not been for that blowout.
I didn't project him today.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Played 23 minutes in game 1, but he got hot late and they were getting trashed in Denver, and then played 6 minutes in game 2. So yeah, I don't think you can look at Haywood Highsmith as a guy that's going to get any run today. And if he does, it's going to be insignificant. He's at 11%. Do you have any interest in getting to him at all? Even though not at all. No,
like you have to assume that he's going to take Cody Zeller's minutes. There's no way to after not seeing him step on the floor for real time in game 3, you kind of have to assume that they're going to make a change and someone's leaving. Whether you think that's Duncan Robinson, which it doesn't seem like it's going to be Robinson or Strus. The only odd guy out at this point now is if they don't go to Zeller at the 5 and you want to fill those 6 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it is. So I don't find him all that viable today. Could he get out there? Yeah. I mean, fucking Reggie Jackson played for a minute and a half in game 3 and got stats.
The broadcasters are like, Reggie Jackson's getting ready to check into the game.
Yeah, I was just like, I wonder where the bleach jug is.
Yeah.
He got stats like that. At the end of the first quarter, he became a real issue because he had a rebound and an assist. And all of a sudden, he breaks ties in a big dime way to chop
Christian
at
Brown
the end.
Went off.
Yeah, once Christian Brown starts going truly crazy, Reggie Jackson becomes irrelevant.
Hey, a dude won $16,000 on the PrizePicks $1 million playoff thing yesterday.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? They gave him a push as a win. I have the card right here. Yeah, listen to this. Because if every day of the postseason, PrizePicks is giving someone the opportunity to win $1 million, is all you got to do is put, what is it, $5+ in the 6-pick flex play lineup. So play a 6-pick flex play lineup. And I think there's a window, right, Josh? Probably has to be in before noon or something Eastern time. It's something around that for them to select you. And then they select somebody. If you hit all 6, they give you a blank 6-pick play. If you hit all 6, you get $1 million. If you hit 5, you get $80K. You get $16K if you hit 4. We've seen some pretty rough lineups. This one, all baseball, had to. But he ties, so he wins Lance Lynn. He wins Jose Ramirez over bases. I mean, yeah, Jose Ramirez 3 home runs yesterday. Taylor Ward over hits plus runs plus RBIs, over runs allowed on Lance Lynn. Tied on Framber Valdez. I can't tell if it was strikeouts or what it was, but tied on that. And they gave him 16,000. So that's very honorable.
In the promotion, I'm not surprised by that. I assume that's in the terms.
Maybe, but as well as I do that if something like that were to happen in a traditional book, if a push just voids that leg, and then
in this case, they can't drop the leg, so you would just assume that they would count it as a loss.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
I think because it's a promo, it's probably a lot easier to just cut the 16 check.
Well, you know better than I do. I'm not in a state where I can play PrizePicks. Maybe they don't, but
no, normally it would just fall away and it would get treated.
Void. That play would void. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's cool that they did that. I mean, that's
the good way to do it. That builds better goodwill. That's a
sure.
very cheap way for them to. Can you imagine if somebody pushed all 6?
Oh. But if you pushed all 6, there's that would be crazy.
Yeah. It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, it could.
It's not likely, but obviously.
No. But that would be nuts. But yeah, PrizePicks, all you're doing is building cards out, building lineups out with more or less, higher or lower. There's certain terms we can't really use, but you guys get it.
Dude, I whiff on it constantly. It's just muscle memory.
It's so tough.
I feel like I got to talk about it like it's a Price is Right game.
I know. But you're building out cards, and they got a million different sports. You can play the 5 picks flex plays. You hit all 5, you 10x. But unlike traditional sports plays, this is important. If you were to hit 4 or 5 legs on a traditional book, you get nothing back, right? We're not talking round robins here. You're talking like a parlay on a traditional book. You get nothing back. If you hit 4 or 5 on PrizePicks, you still 2x. I know, Josh, that's helped you a lot over the past couple of days.
Did it yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, 2 days ago. Yesterday was a 3 and 2.
Okay, yeah, but still, you 2x, you still make money back on 3 of 5, which is a massive way to keep the bankroll going and keep sustaining that until you get those big hits. Because if you do a 6-pick play, it's 25x if you go 6 for 6, which is massive. You can check it all out too. Josh has the Odd Shop, the video on Odd Shopper channel, our betting channel, every single day. But here's the biggest thing. You get a first match deposit bonus, 100% deposit bonus, up to $100 when you sign up using PrizePicks. Okay. You can get that anywhere. Yeah. But if you use the link in the description, you're getting every single one of our tools for the entirety of the month, $120 value, completely for free. Everything. Discord, ownership projections, player projections, and they won't be blurry. MLB lineup generator, everything. All of our lineup generators across the board, PGA, MMA tools, NASCAR, even the sports you don't know, $120 value. You got everything top to bottom for the entirety of the month. Just sign up using the link so we can track you and get you that. Use the link and deposit on PrizePicks. Get the deposit bonus and the free month. It's the best deal we have going right now.
It really is, dude. You just taking advantage of these situations, man. It's so much additional value and such very, like, basically zero risk for you. Just scoop these up as much as you can.
It is zero risk, especially because all of our tools are for, DraftKings, FanDuel, and all of the traditional DFS sites too. So you look at this, it was more of an investment than anything else. You go over to PrizePicks, you use our tools for that, and then you're already playing on these other sites. Now you've got all of those tools at your disposal for the entire month. And if you don't like it, you just bounce. You're probably going to keep playing at PrizePicks anyway, but if you don't like the tools and you don't think they're helping you, we do this because we think you're going to like the tools and we think you're going to want to stick around long term. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. We think they're going to, you're going to win.
We got the tools, man. It's we cornered the market on the industry of all the good shit.
Agreed. Preeminent tools out there. Link in the description and in chat. Check it out. All right. Should we get into some lineups here, or are there any other specific, before we do that, are there any other specific players you think we should get into that might get us into the weeds tonight?
We're at this point, I don't think that there's a lot that we can really, like, my big fade, same as game 3, is going to be Jamal Murray. I don't love that at all, but like at some point in time, you got to pick one of those big 4 that isn't your guy. It's Murray again for me today. That did not work out well in game 3 because it just felt like he couldn't miss a damn thing. He's so fun to watch in the playoffs. I saw this tweeted yesterday, and I might mess up the specifics of it all, but you'll understand the point of it all. Jamal Murray has like the biggest change, like the biggest delta in his regular season scoring to his playoff scoring of anybody in like the history of basketball. That's like a relevant player. You know what I mean? Like a guy that's going to go out there and play 30 no matter what. And the second biggest delta of anybody is Jokic. These two guys, like, they're just chilling in the regular season. They're getting everybody else involved. They're not really turning it up a notch. They get to the playoffs and they have the biggest change in their per game scoring of anybody that's existed. These two guys have been incredible together in the playoffs the entire time. We got robbed when Jamal Murray got hurt. Like, we're going to look back at that time of him missing basically 2 full playoffs. We're going to look back, like, there's a real chance that we look back at that like, man, is that a real giant missed opportunity for the Nuggets? We lost out on, call it 6 series worth of like really fun play between those guys. We saw it in the bubble and it was awesome. And then we lost it for 2 years, and that sucks.
It's also pretty amazing how integral of a role Aaron Gordon has played too.
Yeah. Oh my, what a glue dude.
Big time. Big time. Check this out. Murray and Jokic, potential assists in this series per game. 18 for Murray. Yeah, 18 for Murray, leading them.
I was going to guess 35 total.
You're close. It's 18 and 14, so 32.
Okay. Yeah.
But the rest of the team, the next closest player is Aaron Gordon at 4, and then KCP at 2.7.
It should be, though. Like, when you bring the ball up, it's like an 80-20 thing for me. 80% of the time, the ball should be in like Jokic's hands or Murray's hands, and they're going to be working off each other.
But that's still a massive disparity. It's still crazy. Miami.
I wouldn't want to change that though. If I'm
Neither would I. No, why would you? It's working for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying how much of a load these guys are shouldering, not just as scorers, but as facilitators too. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Love it.
It's awesome. Oh yeah, good call. Thank you. Who said that? OB said $20 protected flex play today on PrizePicks too.
Email just came out.
So that means that you're if you have a $20 play and it loses, you get what, refunded to $20 up to $20?
You get $20 back in, I forget what their
like
particular
site credit
term.
essentially.
Yeah.
Man, I saw these absolute morons all the time on the PrizePicks thing. I was looking at to see that the guy won 16K because PrizePicks tweeted it out, and they had 3 of their hot dogs, but like Taco Tuesday things, discounted plays which are objectively good plays. They're plus EV. They're good plays every single time. When you discount a line that anywhere else is way higher, it's objectively good plays. You should play all of them. You would agree, Josh? Okay.
Correct.
So I think that 2 of the 3 hit. Verlander didn't hit. And there are people in chat going, or in the comments going, a lot of them too. This is how insane people are. Going, refund the Verlander. Because they discounted a play that didn't hit. Refund Verlander.
These people make me want to use words we're not allowed to use anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, at least not in public. But it's
I mean, if my DMs ever get leaked.
Absolute. I almost used it the other day with Brandon Katz and I had to stop myself.
I get it.
Refund Verlander. What are you talking? These people think, these people will hit up FanDuel and all these other sites and ask for refunds on something where they're
panhandlers on the internet, man. They're just out there shaking their can and shit at the end of the intersection.
You're right. That's all it is. That's all it is. Refund Verlander. I mean,
something.
These people that assume that because they discounted this, that they have to win or it gets discounted.
It's insane, man. These people are never going to succeed at anything they do ever in any facet of life.
Do you think
they're not even going to be the best gas pumper in whatever state they pump gas?
Do you think that's true, that people like that have no chance of having any success?
Yes. Yeah, because you're too dumb to approach the rest of life. Like if you're missing on that, like you're going to have way harder shit pop up on your day to day.
Yeah. They wanted it refunded because he threw 82 pitches and had a bad game.
Yeah. Look, they're just trying to get out of their second shift at Arby's.
Anyway. Yeah, beef and cheddar from Arby's, but I love that right now. Double beef and cheddar.
Like a week or 2 ago, we had talked about Arby's. I got real gluttonous. And
you went and got some?
I got way too much. And sadly ate it in my car.
What'd you get? Yeah. Dude, wait, you did the car. Hold on. Did you do the Arby's parking lot car eat, or did you do the drive home on the lap car eat?
Both. Sort of. I left the Arby's parking lot and went to a different parking lot. A more empty one so people couldn't watch.
I've done that before. And then I'll pull up against something. Where there's no cars that can see the other way.
Yeah. Yep.
I did it once coming out of the dentist, and I my mouth was numb, and I did it at McDonald's, and like I'm eating like a word that we can't use, and the word we were just talking
about. You were eating one of those?
Eating like a.
Oh, I thought you were eating one. I was just man, what a kink.
And I'm like, I thought I was in a good spot. These 2 smoking hot girls just pull up right next to me. And I'm sitting there, it's falling down my chin. And so I like greasy hands, try to move them off, put the car in drive. But I thought I had a safe haven as you tried to approach the other day. And they just pull up and they look over and I look over and like, yeah, this is sad. Like double quarter pounder with fries. Sad.
There was a lot of food strewn about my car.
Bad day.
You don't even want to know what I got. I did get a Diet Coke though. I offset them sugars.
The soda sugars, yeah.
Yeah. I had a diet with the sugar, so they cancel out. But there was a lot of roast beef in my car and a lot of appetizers.
Einsteinium said, and that's how Dave met his wife. Now my wife's a dental hygienist. She'd have been so pissed that I did that. They come from a teeth cleaning and everything, straight over to McDonald's. I was hungry that day.
That jalapeno poppers, delicious. Mozzarella sticks, delicious. Beef and cheddar, delicious. All of this was from Arby's.
Oh, Arby's has all that good stuff?
Yeah, they do. And then my stomach had it. I had everything that I just named all ended up in my stomach. When I ate the second beef and cheddar, that was when I started to feel the shame.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's the shame for me when the fatigue sets in and the hate, like
when you're out of breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ate myself clean out of breath in the Arby's parking lot.
When that fatigue kicks in and I'm like, I get home and all I want to do is lay down. Not good.
No, not so much. That said, I might go to Arby's after this.
Sven, hey, checking in. No need to go on about it. Can you give me the link or name of this new DFS tool that people are talking about? The Sims tool? Yeah. Do we have a? Yeah, well, actually, we have a link in the description for it, Sven. Just expand the description. And oh, nice, thanks, Jacob. Jacob just threw it in the chat as well. Or that was it, Jacob or Josh? Either one. Jacob did. Okay, yeah.
I don't do that shit.
Want to go over some lineups here?
Let's do it.
All right. What is right now the optimal lineup? Now, these are always going to be chalky. There's a lineup that if you're playing showdown cash games, you should have.
My optimal lineup for right now is Nikola Jokic, captain. Oh, I have two lineups tied for the top spot. Okay, I'll go with the one that is very clearly more owned. Nikola Jokic spends the whole 50K. Nikola Jokic, captain. Jimmy Butler, Bruce Brown, Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love, Jeff Green.
Really?
Yeah. That's a weird one.
So you got two bench players for Denver. You said Bruce Brown and Jeff Green.
It's Brown and Jeff Green, and then Lowry and Love. I also have a 222.7 projection on Kevin Love, captain, Jokic, Butler, Bam, Vincent, Green.
Okay. What does captain exposure look like for you right now?
23 to Butler, and then call it like 13 to Love, Vincent, Lowry, and Bruce Brown. 5 to KCP and Jeff Green, scattered amounts of everybody else.
Wait,
basically no Bam, not a single share of Jokic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's just a GPP thing in this case. Like he's 30% owned now. He's in 75% of my lineup. So I have him just like the field does. I just allocated him differently.
75%. So you have 25% of lineups, obviously, that don't have any Nikola Jokic.
Correct.
Is that how it's been most of the series for you?
It wasn't in game one. Like when Butler's price was a mess and it was like right next to Jokic's, then it was really easy to get all the Jokic. But now that we have this $3,400 gap, it's different for me. And my goal is to try to avoid some of the dupes as much as I can. So like the quickest way to do that is to hope that Nikola Jokic doesn't go for 95 fantasy points on his own today. And I'm casting a pretty wide net of like randos.
All right. It's funny because the other day I forgot to do Manscaped.
You did.
We must have left an impression on people because right after the show, someone hit me up on Twitter and was like, "What's the promo?" I sent it to you. Like, I couldn't have been too bad. What's the promo again? Promo code is stochastic, but you should use the link because it's way easier. 20% off everything at Manscaped, including free shipping. If you're wondering if this is a good deal, I'll tell you why it is. Because Manscaped is the product that you never thought you needed until you have it, and then you're going to order it again. That's what I've been doing. That's the process I've taken. I've always heard the promos, the reads, the commercials, and everything on all the comedy podcasts, sports podcasts I listen to, Josh. And then I hear they're sponsoring our show. They send us a bunch of stuff. And I go, well, this is kind of neat. Got a big box of stuff to trim up the pubes, shave my face, lather my balls up, which is, I've said it many times, my favorite product is the ball cream, fresh out of the shower, hands down, right?
Yep.
The nose hair, ear hair trimmers, all the beard grooming stuff, which I can't really use that, unfortunately. I almost want to grow my beard out to use it. But after a couple of weeks of experimenting with these products in all regions, I go, okay, I get it now. Like back in the day, nobody used this shit. Like there was no hardcore male grooming product, but it's 2023. And I think we've reached the point now where like this type of stuff is here to stay. And I'm on board with it.
You and me both, man. I love it. I got a couple more videos that I need to put out, and then I'm grabbing my an afternoon shower. And you best believe that I am going to be lathering up the old genitalia with all of the creams and spritzes.
But you stay away from shaft, though, is what you've said.
Yeah. No cream on the shaft. I don't want to get myself confused because the moment the cream hits the shaft, then the cream's hitting somewhere else.
It is awesome, though, in all seriousness. If you guys wanted to check it out, links in the description. You're getting 20% off everything, whatever your order is, plus free shipping. Personally, the stuff I use the most, I use the ball cream to lather it up. The spritzer down there, too. I go back to back, dude.
Same.
I probably don't even need the spray, like in the morning, but I do. I lather, and then I hit the spray.
Yeah.
Hit the spray a couple times. The face trimmer would be my next closest because you don't have to take guards off and just switch guards out. There's just a dial. You adjust the guard on the dial. Boom. Go in. The only recommendation is it's shorter than some of those other guards you're going to use. So like a 2 is shorter than a 2. Be careful. I took all my facial hair off the first time.
Yeah. So we have the opposite experience for that one.
Because what happened to me?
I set it to 0.5 and I feel like I can't get what I want. So it took me a little bit to get it to where I need it.
That's weird because what happened to me happened to Adam. Adam took everything off.
I wonder if I just have it done, if I'm wrong with it somehow.
Maybe you have it on wrong. Maybe you have it
I don't think that's possible. I mean, it just slides into this one spot.
True.
Yeah, like if I set it to 0.5, I thought 0.5 would have ruined me, and I've had to slowly work my way down, and even 0.5 is not what I want it to be. Yeah.
Huh. With me, it's perfect. I hit it on like a 3.5 or something. Get what I'm looking for. 3.5, 3.
If I put it on 3.5, I don't think it would matter.
And then Josh made the mistake of thinking that he didn't need to use the Manscaped trimmers and slice the sack. So
you definitely want to use the guard
on the trim
when you're anything from the hip bone to the kneecap.
20% off everything and free shipping. Link in the description or in chat, or use the promo code Stochastic. You guys will love their product. It's awesome. All of them are great. They also present it in a wonderful way. The newspaper comes with it. It's good stuff. Anyway,
do you use the newspaper when you're shaving?
What?
Did you use the newspaper when you were shaving? Do you have a gimmick for that? Because I do.
What do you mean?
So so the newspaper is to catch your hair.
I have my own routine. I didn't know that though. Really?
I'm going to blow your mind then. Yeah, but I got better than that for you. Sorry. Yeah, Manscaped, you should just have this. So I've got like a cape that goes around my neck with 2 suction cups at the end of it that you stick onto the mirror. And then you've just got this big thing in front of you. You're going to get that? You have that too? Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. I mean, maybe you just have a cape because you're like Augie Farks. But
You know what?
Or you're Stevie Janowski. Have you worn that cape since high school?
My wife got one for me a couple years ago. I never used it and threw it out. I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever.
I have 2 of them. Use it. It's great. It makes no mess whatsoever.
How can you? I know what you're talking about. It like catches everything.
Yeah, it's just like the thing you would put on if you were going to get when you go to get your hair cut. But on the ends of it, it allows you to affix it to the mirror in front of you.
It seems so dumb. But
it's so great. You do that. You take the suction cups off. I walk outside. I go flip my hair out into the yard, and then I'm done. There's no cleanup after that.
I can understand that it's practical for sure.
Highly recommend it. And they're like, $8 if you want to buy it on Amazon. It's made out of whatever sort of terrible, chemicals that are being made. Yeah. Well, now you can reacquire that one.
Maybe I should.
But Manscaped, you should offer those. They'd be great. The perfect addition to your package.
Your top 2 lineups today after ranking them. This is what we can wrap it up with.
They're the same lineup.
Oh, okay.
Sort of. They're not the same lineup. It's whatever. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, captain. Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Love, Jeff Green. That lineup leaves $200 on the table.
Okay.
Or, number 2, Kevin Love, captain. Nikola Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Caleb Martin, and Jeff Green. That leaves $300 on the table.
Caleb Martin's an interesting one.
He started to pick up a little steam in game 3, and I thought it was going to start to look really good. He's 6,200 today. Look, if he's 15, we were off by a hair with his ownership. He was not 3% owned. He ended up being like 18 or something. We got him projected for 15 today. I got double that. So I'm willing to go back to the Caleb Martin well.
Okay. I get it. Played a lot of minutes, 31 minutes. Sure.
Yeah.
Also, Gabe Vincent had gotten foul trouble, right? Well, that was
Yeah, he picked up his third in the second quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, 21 seconds in.
Yeah, it was annoying.
And then Kevin Love played 16 minutes. How many are you projecting him for today?
Sorry, I'm watching to see if Cam Young can pick up a birdie here. I have not Vincent. I have Love for 18 today.
All right, that sounds about right. 9 and 9 around probably.
Yeah, I think it's also possible that he shows up in like a second quarter potentially today. They haven't looked bad with him out there. I'm not surprised. I wish they would have went to him in game 1 like I told them to.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know more than Spoelstra.
Obviously.
Appreciate you guys watching as always. And remember, if you're rocking the Stochastic avatar, you're putting yourself in a position to always get a free month of Stochastic Plus Platinum. Get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Just tweet your wins at Stochastic HOF. Go to stochastic.com/avatar. Download the avatar. Okay. Use it wherever it is you play. Finish top 3 in a field of 5,000 or more. And tweet us and say what's up. Include all of us in it. We love seeing that stuff as well. We love celebrating these wins with you guys. But yeah, get a free month of Stochastic Plus Platinum just from rocking the avatar. It's a beautiful thing. We also had, like Peter Hanley's back on it, dude. Peter Hanley's back on it. Tweeted at us. Not 100K, but I'll take it. He took first out of 15,000 in the MLB squeeze the other night, 20K. So shout out to him.
He was up there yesterday morning.
What's that?
He was up there yesterday morning too.
Was he?
Yeah.
He went on one of those heroic runs that we've never seen, but it was like him and who was the other one?
It was like Steve's run earlier this year.
And then something Kim, I think. Gene Kim.
Yeah.
Gene Kim had a big one. Appreciate you guys though. What's up?
I'm looking to see if I don't know if he like held that win or not. It started to get kind of weird on the early slate yesterday.
Yo, and for all 300 plus you watching, before you go, we need 10 likes to get to 100. Just take a single second. Show us some love around here. Get us north of that 100. Get us to that century mark so we can close this show out on a high note.
He finished third on the early yesterday, MLB.
So yeah. What, like 10, 15, 10K?
I think it was 7. I was sitting in first for a minute.
I know. Adam was telling me you guys were jockeying for position.
We were.
Follow Josh at Josh Engleman. Me at Laffy_D. Shout out to Jacob for producing this one. We'll see you guys back here tonight. We got MLB strategy show at 12 Eastern. Yeah. We got MLB coming up later on in the night, live before lock. We got NBA live before lock at 7:30. So a whole lot going on today. Not much basketball left, so soak it up while you can, and we'll see you back here tonight. Peace.